40 Acres, and a Forgery. A Story in Luminal Discourse. By Reuben White. The thief does not steal the land. He steals the memory of the land. But memory is the 1 acre no paper can deed away. Scrambled Wisdom. The root remembers. The land spoke first. It always do. Mama Celestine sat in the porch chair the way old oaks sit in Alabama clay, not resting but rooted, holding everything beneath her that the eye cannot see. 94 years of Georgia sun had pressed itself into the lines of her face like scripture etched slow into stone. She was not a woman who aged. She was a woman who accumulated. The deed, that paper ghost, arrived in a manila envelope addressed to nobody she recognized. Some county surveyor. Some name with 3 initials and a period at the end, the way cowards always finish their sentences. She held it at arm's length the way you hold a thing you already know is wrong, her fingers trembling not from age but from knowing. "This ain't our name," she said to the wind. The wind agreed, but the wind don't testify in court. Scrambled Wisdom says, a forged signature is just a lie that learned cursive. 2. The girl who carries lightning in her palm. Her granddaughter, Naya, 16 and bright as a wound that refuses to close, found her grandmother sitting with the paper in her lap and the silence of a woman doing math in her soul. "Grandma. Show me." Naya photographed the fraudulent deed the way surgeons photograph tumors. With clinical love, with furious precision. She had been feeding herself a diet of law school TikToks for 8 months. Absorbing chain of title doctrine and adverse possession arguments between geometry homework and the dreams she had about oceans she'd never seen. He was not a lawyer. She was something more dangerous. A child who believed the truth was enough to win. She posted at 11:47 p.m. on a Tuesday. Not a speech. Just the 2 deeds side by side. Just her grandmother's name, Celestine May Holloway Price, typed in plain white letters over black. Just 1 sentence beneath. 94 years old. 40 acres. And somebody rewrote the story while she was busy surviving it. By morning the comment section was a river overflowing its banks. Scrambled Wisdom says, a smartphone in the right hands is 40 acres of its own. 3. The courthouse dreamed it was still 1962. The Macon County Courthouse had the posture of a building that had never been questioned. Brick and column, marble steps worn soft as bread, a clock tower that had been wrong since 1987 and saw no reason to correct itself. They walked in, grandmother and granddaughter, oak and lightning, the river and the current, and the clerk at the window looked at them the way clerks look when they expect people to leave. But Naya had printed 47 pages. Original deeds sourced from the Alabama Department of Archives, chain of title analysis prepared by a civil rights attorney in Birmingham who had seen the video and called at 6 a.m., and a notarized statement from a forensic document examiner who said the ink chemistry on the replacement deed was inconsistent with its claimed date by approximately 30 years. The clerk's hand stopped moving. Celestine May Holloway Price did not say a word. He didn't need to. Her presence was the argument. 94 years of presence. Planted on land she had watched her grandfather plant with his own hands before anyone thought to write it down and then write it wrong. The clock tower for the first time in decades chimed correctly. Scrambled Wisdom says, justice does not arrive. It surfaces the way water surfaces through stone. Coda, what the land said back. The investigation opened. The county hired a title examiner. The title examiner found 3 more families. That night Celestine sat again on the porch. Naya sat beside her, head on her grandmother's shoulder, the phone finally dark. The fireflies were doing what fireflies do, blinking their small lights in the warm Alabama nothing, each one a sentence in a language older than English, older than deeds, older than the names men carve onto things they did not make. "You scared?" Naya asked. Celestine was quiet long enough for the crickets to finish a whole thought. "Baby," she said, "I was scared my whole life. Fear don't mean stop. Fear means you got something worth protecting." The land below them exhaled. And the deed, the real one, the one written in root and rainfall and the sweat of a grandfather who never needed a courthouse to know what was his. That deed had never been replaced. Scrambled Wisdom, final utterance. They forged the paper. They could not forge the ground. They stole the signature. They could not steal the root. The broken thing remembers what was whole. Reuben White.